Today, I'm diving into a fascinating and critical topic straight out of Singapore. We're talking about Prime Minister Lawrence Wong's powerful warning during Singapore's 2025 general election campaign, where he took a firm stand against foreign actors trying to mix religion with politics. I'm not Singaporean myself, but I've been closely following this story, and let me tell you, it's a masterclass in how a nation protects its unity. Let's get into this 12-minute breakdown of what happened, why it matters, and how Singapore keeps its diverse society intact. So, here's the context. In April 2025, as Singapore was in the thick of its election campaign, authorities uncovered a serious issue. Two Malaysian politicians from the Islamist party PAS, Iskandar Abdul Samad and Mohammed Sukri Omar, along with a former Singaporean now living in Australia, Zulfikar Muhammad Sharif, tried to influence voters by injecting religion into the race. They posted on Facebook urging Singaporeans to vote based on religious lines, criticizing the government's handling of faith issues, and even endorsing opposition candidates tied to race and religion. Now, Zulfikar has a history. He was detained in Singapore back in 2016 under the Internal Security Act for promoting ISIS and advocating for an Islamic state over Singapore's secular democracy. From Australia, he's now accusing Singapore's Muslim politicians of being too lenient and pushing for a hardline Islamist agenda. Singapore quickly blocked these posts under its election laws, but PM Wong didn't stop there. He called this out as crossing a dangerous line, emphasizing that Singapore's politics must be decided by Singaporeans alone, with no foreign interference. Why is this such a big deal? Singapore has a unique system. It's a multiracial, multi-religious society that's built on strict secular governance. Since its independence, founding leader Lee Kuan Yew made it clear, Singapore isn't a Malay, Chinese, or Indian nation. It's a nation where everyone is equal, regardless of language, culture, or religion. The Constitution guarantees freedom of faith, but there's a non-negotiable rule. Religion and politics don't mix. In his 2025 address, PM Wong explained why this is so critical. It risks fracturing social cohesion, pitting communities against each other in a contest of faith, and making the country vulnerable to foreign actors exploiting those divisions. If you look globally, sectarian politics often leads to conflict and instability. Singapore has taken note of figures like radical preacher Zakir Naik, who urged Muslims not to vote for non-Muslims, a concept they find completely unacceptable. If that kind of identity-based voting took root, it could easily spill into race-based divisions too. That's why Singapore sets a firm boundary. Religious leaders, whether local or foreign, who push politics or intolerance aren't welcome. Singapore's history really drives this home. They've faced the consequences of communal tensions before. The 1950 Maria Hertog riots and the 1964 race riots between Malays and Chinese were violent and deadly, leaving lasting lessons about the dangers of sectarian passions. On the security front, Singapore has dealt with real threats. In 2001, right after 9/11, they uncovered a Jemaah Islamiyah plot to bomb diplomatic missions, including the US Embassy. Over 30 JI members were detained under the Internal Security Act, likely preventing a catastrophe. More recently, they've tackled self-radicalization, like a 16-year-old in 2020 who planned mosque attacks after being influenced by far-right Islamophobia, or two teens in 2025 intercepted for ISIS allegiance and attack plans. These cases show that extremism, whether jihadist or anti-Muslim, is a universal threat, and Singapore doesn't wait for it to turn deadly. They act fast. This isn't just about violence, though. In 2016, Zulfikar Muhammad Sharif was detained not for a bomb plot, but for spreading an ideology that rejected Singapore's secular democracy for an Islamic caliphate, even radicalizing others to join ISIS. Going further back, the 1987 Operation Spectrum saw activists, some linked to church groups, detained for suspected subversion. The message is consistent. Whether it's ideology or violence, Singapore won't let religion destabilize its political order. PM Wong's warning taps into this history. If communal lines are weaponized, the damage can be catastrophic, and they're determined to stop it. Singapore backs this up with a robust legal framework. The Internal Security Act allows detention without trial for security threats, like Zulfikar or JI operatives, often paired with rehabilitation to de-radicalize individuals. The Maintenance of Religious Harmony Act, in place since 1990, lets the government restrain anyone, cleric or layperson, who incites religious enmity or mixes faith with politics. They've barred foreign preachers like Muslim and Christian extremists in 2017 for inflammatory rhetoric. The 2021 Foreign Interference Act and election laws enabled Singapore to block those 2025 Facebook posts and penalize foreign meddling. The Constitution itself ensures fairness. The Presidential Council for Minority Rights checks laws for discrimination, and the Presidential Council for Religious Harmony advises on interfaith issues. These laws are a fortress protecting Singapore's unity. Singapore's demographics tell you why this matters so much. They've got 31% Buddhists, 20% non-religious, 19% Christians, 15% Muslims, 9% Taoists, 5% Hindus, plus Sikhs and others. No single faith dominates, which is a strength but also a vulnerability. A conflict or attack could easily turn communal, so they treat jihadist plots and Islamophobic hate with equal severity. Policies like the HDB ethnic integration policy ensure neighborhoods reflect this diversity, preventing enclaves. The group representation constituency system guarantees minority MPs, and the reserved presidency, like Halimah Yacob's election in 2017, ensures symbolic inclusion. National service, integrated schools, and their pledge, one united people regardless of race, language, or religion, reinforce this unity. Identity politics has no space here, and that's deliberate. That's what made the 2025 incident so alarming. Those foreign actors tried to bring in religion-based campaigning that Singapore has kept out for decades. PM Wong's warning wasn't just for them. It was a reminder of what's at stake. Singapore's harmony is hard-won, built on education, enforcement, and example. They celebrate all festivals, Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, Deepavali, Christmas, Vesak, as public holidays, but in the public sphere, Singaporeans are citizens first. Wong said it perfectly. If identity politics takes root, the country would be more divided than before, and no one wins. His swift response, blocking those posts, investigating the actors, shows Singapore's commitment to defending this model. Singapore's peace depends on staying united across racial and religious lines. PM Wong's message continues a legacy of secular, multiracial nationhood, zero tolerance for threats to their social fabric, and a fierce commitment to keeping politics free of religious influence. Whether it's radical propaganda, identity politics, or foreign interference, Singapore's response is clear. They'll shut it down and hold the line, keeping the country a beacon of harmony in a turbulent world.